Hello and welcome to SciFiModelAction. Well, we're back tonight with another exciting model kit review, and this one is the Battestar Galactica model kit. This one was done by Revell Monogram, last released in 1997, so it's getting to be kind of a vintage kit, getting kind of scarce out there. This one's in 1/4195 scale, builds out to around 18 inches or so when it's done. So this kit's been on the market for quite a while now, and it gets kicked around a little bit on the internet due to the fact that it has some inaccuracies and some lack of details here and there on it. Not exactly an exact duplicate of the miniature used on the show, though few model kits usually are in the beginning. Usually require a lot of modifications on most of them to capture that exact look, but I've always been a fan of this kit. I've had it sitting on my shelf for a while, and I decided I'm going to finally get it out and build it, and this will be one of the ships that I'll do in one of my upcoming video build series here at SciFiModelAction. As you can see on the side paneling here, they've got some pictures of the assembled model along with some of the other kits that were available in the series. Now, the Cylon Raider, the Cylon Base Star, and the original Colonial Viper are still fairly available. I've seen the Base Stars for around $30 or $40, still sealed in the box, so you can find those fairly reasonable, but this one you can expect to pay upwards of $200 or more in a sealed box version. So it's an expensive kit, but if you can find one and you want to build one, they are out there. But like I said, this is a great kit. I'm going to be doing lighting, some really nice detail and weathering look on this ship. I'm looking around now to see if there's some aftermarket decals or something available, maybe over at Starship Modeler or something like that, to replace the original decals that came with this. They're lacking a little bit and they're getting fairly aged. So I'll be back here. I'll set the camera up in just a second. We'll take a look at what's under the lid of this great classic kit. Alright, well, let's get to it, shall we? Let's take a look at what's under the lid of this great classic kit from Revell Monogram, the Battestar Galactica. And here we see, up first we have the original instruction sheet booklet, which gives you some paint, guide applications, a little bit of history about the ship, and things like that. We see that the assembly of this thing is pretty straightforward. Again, there's only 18 pieces in the entire model, so not a lot of work to do there on the assembly. We have the upper and lower halves of the main body. We have some detail panels that go in there at the forward bulkhead, the engine bulkhead here at the rear. We have some side panels here at the rear of the engine bulkhead again, and the forward sensor array that goes at the very front, and some more detail panels for the forward bulkhead again. Then finally we have the two halves of the launch bay assemblies on both left and right sides, and then we have the planetary display stand, which is very basic and very simple as well, and the model mounts on that for display. At the very back we have the paint and decal guide here. So pretty nice little instruction book, pretty straightforward. Here's the original decal set that came with this model. Now it's starting to show a little bit of age. This one is from 1997, so it's getting up there, and they're starting to yellow a little bit. Now I looked around on the internet, and there are some places you can download replacement decal sets for this that have been updated, which they corrected some of the wording here with the more correct looking letters. Galactica, Pegasus, Atlantia, some of those, the names are all here, but the font work on the lettering is a little bit off, doesn't look quite correct. And so there are some places you can download those and print those on your own decal paper, so that's kind of nice. And let's take a look at the body here. Again, around 18 inches long, and even though it's been kicked around quite a bit, like I said, for lack of detail, I think that it looks pretty good. I think there's quite a bit of detail on this, and with some painting and weathering and things like that, some shading here and there, it's really going to bring it to life. So I'm not a stickler for complete accuracy on my models, as you know. I build them more for fun than anything else, and I try to stay, you know, in the frame of things, but I'm not worried about every little detail. I watched this show when I was a kid, and I really liked the show, and I always thought the ship looked really, really fantastic, and this is a close enough representation for me. I'm going to be doing lighting on it, like I said, in the various areas of the decking and inside the landing bays and things like that. So again, here's some a look around some of the detail of this on the top and the bottom. And then we have our landing bay assemblies, which are only two pieces. You've got a top and a bottom, and along the sides here, these little ports are supposed to be open. You're supposed to be able to see in there to see the actual Viper launch area, so I might do some work to open those up and make those look a little bit more accurate, but I'm not going to go crazy on this model. Just do some nice lighting and things like that, like I said. And here is the rear engine bulkhead assembly. These little panels here in the back, you'll just cut those out with a Dremel tool and put some type of a lens in there at the back and some lighting from the rear, and that should light up the engines nicely. and just a couple of these little detail panels here and there that go on the model. Now there are some aftermarket accuratization kits out there made by various manufacturers. If you do a little bit of searching around on the net, you can find some information about it. Most of the stuff is resin, and there are a few YouTube videos out there of some people that have done some work to accuratize this model if you want to take it to that length, and that's fine. Like I said, if you want to go to the length to make it perfectly accurate to the screen, it's all up to you. But this one here, just basically out of the box, I think it looks pretty good, and I'm going to be building it up just like it is. So with the addition, like I said, of some lighting and some detail work, it should turn out pretty nice. So I'm really excited about this one. I'll be building this one up pretty soon here down the line. Right now I'm really getting into the Mobius Seaview kit. I've started the initial assembly. The next video here at SciFiModelAction will show the initial assembly work of that, and we'll get that thing going, and we're going to take you through step-by-step building that model kit. We're going to have the putty work, filling in all the seams, doing the wiring, mounting it on the base, doing a lot of detail painting on it, so that's going to be pretty exciting. So I hope you guys will tune in and check that out. In the meantime, until I see you on the next video, everyone, like I like to say all the time, happy modeling, you guys.